Okay, so we got Should You Summon in this video, and you want to know whether it's worth it for you to summon on this new Goku coming out, the first unit to release for GT in 2024. Now, we all know there's a GT campaign going on right now, and this is how they're starting it. But Toshi specifically announced that there's going to be another Legends Limited dropping this month. So that could also mean we're not getting an Ultra in January, similar to how we did in 2023, where they dropped Ultra Hit and they also dropped LL17. So in my opinion, you shouldn't expect an Ultra unit this month, considering that Toshi already confirmed there's another Legends Limited dropping this month. But what I want to mention with that being the case is that you shouldn't go head first into this Goku banner if you're already considering on summoning on it. Even if you're a GT main, the second Legends Limited, as we don't know where it is, could literally be the game changer. We don't know what the unit can do, you don't know what the unit is, so of course I want to put that out straight away. But before we actually get into this video, I'm going to lay it out like this. I'm going to put out some disclaimers, I'm going to go through the kit, basically a summary of what he can do so you know what he can do, then I'm going to give you my opinion, then I'll give you whether I'm summoning or not. As most of you guys know, I do not summon on every single banner. I genuinely skip banners if it's not interesting to me or I feel the unit is invaluable. I've done too much talking, let's get into this video straight away. Big factor I want to mention straight away, like I just said, there's another Legends Limited dropping this month. So if you skip this banner, or at least wait until the next one comes out, as we're already over halfway through the month, it's very likely that the next Legends Limited could be more to your taste or even better than this one. And most likely this banner won't disappear by the time the next one comes out. So the fact that they're dropping two Legends Limiteds in 1 month and we're already halfway through the month, it's very likely that you'll be able to summon on this one as well as the next one, but you want to know which one's best, so I advise you wait. Second off, I suggest you watch showcases. All the content creators, most likely including me, will be summoning on this unit. So whether it's me or another content creator you have interest in, I advise you watch showcases. The showcases will give you a view, an example of what the unit can actually do in the ranked PvP scene. Most content creators are actually pretty good at the game as well, so they'll be high enough rank to show you how the unit can perform at a higher level, on top of having the best units to put around that unit. I also want to consider the fact that we just got out of the festival, so Chrono Crystals are definitely low. Lots of people were summoning on Goku and Bardock up until the last minute. Lots of people were summoning on Evo Ken, Beast, UI Sign. It's crazy, even the New Year's banners. So there's been a lot going on, and all the Ultra reruns. There's been a lot they've thrown at us, so if your Chrono Crystals are low, that's another reason to wait anyways. But if you do have Chrono Crystals, most of you guys that are GT mains, of course you can go in how you wish. I'm not monitoring your CCs, I'm just giving you the best advice I can. But I will also say, just in case, like I said, to wait with the Legends Limited, just in case they try sneak an Ultra or something, just save. But of course, if you made your opinion, go ahead. Let's get into the kit now. So on the screen right now, we have the new Legends Limited Goku's abilities, and I'm pretty much just going to point out the most important things in the kit. I don't like going through every single individual line, and I also don't want to waste your time, but I'm going to point out the things that I feel are very necessary to know when you're deciding on whether you want to summon on this unit or not. So let's get through this. You'd want to know his tags and his element. So he's a Goku, so he's going to have Saiyan Son family, but he's specifically from GT, and they put the kids tag on him, which is pretty much a useless one. But you want to point out that he's blue, and it doesn't say it here, but he's a defense type as well, which is something that you should know. The main ability, naturally he draws an ultimate art. He's going to restore some health, get ki, cancels attribute downgrades on normal conditions. But this bit here is basically a summary. In summary, every time there's an enemy that is killed, there's going to be a different buff that is going to take effect if you press the main ability under that circumstance. So if it's 0 or more, so you haven't killed anybody, this is going to apply to the enemy. If it's this as well, 1 more, you're going to get no switching that you can apply when you press your main, and then 2, you would get this. But note, this only takes effect if the unique gauge is full, so that's very valuable to note. You have to work on filling the gauge, and I want to mention in advance, the gauge is going to be super important for this unit in PvP. If you don't fill it, he's pretty much going to be useless. Let me not say useless, but he's not great. The Z ability here, GT, Son family, and Saiyan, pretty much buffing the 2 best teams in the game, and then trying to bring GT up as well. But GT is the first tag, which is great. So the higher stars, you obviously get more of the tags, like strike and blast defense, so double defense, but you also get a blast attack if it's GT as well. So that's just to point out. Strike and blast are regular, but if we go into the blue card here, you're going to be able to take 100 ki. I think that's the biggest thing. Only if the unique gauge is full, and you're gonna see that's gonna come up a lot. If we look at the green card, it's actually a solar flare, so you'll be able to hit them with flash. But I know a lot of units are immune, so I want to see how that plays out with a lot of the meta demons. But yeah, you inflict them with flash, which is super valuable. You also reduce their Dragon Ball, but that only happens once. And besides from that, I think that's just the main thing. You get ki from it, which is good to always extend your combo. If we look at the ultimate here, I'd say the only good thing is that it goes type neutral if the unique gauge is full. but you get 50% damage inflicted, which you might feel is low, but you will get more through the unique ability. I believe there's 30% that you will see later on in the kit. We're looking in the unique ability now. There's this segment here. It says gradually restores own health each time account for 15 time accounts, and this is under the condition that he enters the battlefield, so very easy. But you also see here he goes type neutral for damage to save for 5 time accounts, so if you switch him on cover change, that's good as well for the defenses. But down here, plus 20% damage inflicted by allied tag GT for 20 time accounts. So this is very good because he's going to be buffing the GT members, and you can see they kind of gave you favor to use him on GT out of every other tag, so that's incentive right there. He's also going to inflict all enemies attribute downgrade plus 5 to all costs, basically strike, blast, and special move. No greens though, but that's very, very good to actually just make it hard for them to press their cards against you. Not that big of a deal, but it's something. When this character is hit with an enemy attack, I think there's 2 good things here. The first one being that he restores health by 3% and it activates 10 times. There's a lot of healing in this character's kit, which is good, but this can't be reset from what I've seen. And then it also charges your unique gauge 15%, and the unique gauge being charged is pretty much one of the most important things in the kit, if not the most important thing in the kit. Every time the enemy's attack is over, he's going to get draw speed. So even if you cover change and they only do 1 card, you're going to get draw speed because the combo ended on Goku. I'm not certain if this is if it has to be when he's in the battlefield or not, but it just says the following effects occur after enemy attack is over. So I think it can work even if it's not with him, and he's going to get draw speed off that. He's going to get damage received, so I'm pretty sure with this it would imply that it is with him. So I think naturally it's to assume if the combo ends when he's being attacked, it's natural to assume that. Reduce the enemy key is dope as well, and taking well, not taking but reducing their Dragon Ball by 1 is also good. He also has endurance, which is good to know, and after the endurance activates, he gets 40% health, so not 100% like a lot of units that are like revivals, but he becomes type neutral against damage sustained permanently. So if you are a green trying to attack this guy, you're not going to be doing crazy damage as you would if you were type advantage. Strike cover change, I think that's just good to mention, just to know what cover change he's got, and he can only change a blue card, even though his green card is a solar flare. I guess we'll take it. Every time he switches in, he gets cover nullification for the first arts card that he uses for 5 time accounts, but it only happens once. So it says here when he presses a strike or blast, so he's going to get key on every strike or blast, so it's not any arts card, but when he presses one of those cards, he's going to get cover null for the first time he switched in. So you have to switch him back out and switch him back in, and he'll be able to get again because of this activation count resetting. If a battle member dies on his team, he's going to get his gauge immediately to 100%, and he gets the extra 30% given the condition 1 person's dead. I kind of don't like that they've locked this behind 1 person being dead, but hey, it's better than nothing, you know. The gauge can be filled every time an ally is using a strike or blast, so that's this segment here. And then here's a list of buffs that apply when his gauge fills. So key, health, damage inflicted, Dragon Ball up 1, and enhances all of these down here. And to finish the kit, you've got down here, if the enemy activates ultimate arts, awakened arts, or rising rushes. We've seen this in a lot of kits, but he's going to cancel attribute downgrades under normal conditions and cancel enemy buff effects, and that pretty much wraps it up for the units kit. Now you want to know whether you should summon for him, and I'm going to give a general answer first. The answer is no. It's just no. Every team is so solid, this unit isn't going to add that much more to it. I'll generally just say that, like, you don't need this unit. He's not doing anything crazy that we haven't seen. It's not that he's bad, he's just not anything special to be above anything we have in the game right now. He might actually be of value long term, but right now with what we have in the scope of what we could see, he's really not doing anything special. So in general, most of it, you guys should just be skipping this banner. He's not going to be worth it for you. But if you are a GT main, I will say you should consider summoning on this unit, and I say that because he meshes very well with Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta Zenkai. Gogeta Zenkai, he is able to actually, I believe he heals and gives buffs to GT members and Saiyans, so this unit going hand in hand, he's also giving, this new Goku's giving buffs to GT, so that's also going to work, on top of the fact that they all just have good defensive traits. Super Saiyan 4 Goku, also the Zenkai, gives buffs to this team, so I think in general GT might actually see value in this guy. However, in general, it's not going to be worth it for you. I'll be honest, you don't need to summon in this banner. I think that's really just the truth. There's not much more detail you need to go into when deciding whether you're going to summon on this unit. It's quite unfortunate given that it's the first buff of the year for GT. Everybody's looking at it from a lens of, oh, it's just GT, it's meh. It's not amazing, so it's whatever. His animations are good, but we're not discussing that. You want to know whether it's worth summoning for because of his kit. So really and truly, I don't think it's worth it for most people. But what I will say is that the GT guys, you might want to consider investing. Maybe not straight away. Watch your showcases, you know, watch your gameplays and whatnot. See how it folds out in PvP before actually making your own decision. But in general, most people should not be considering this banner. Now, going into what I'm going to be doing, hey, I'm a GT general. I'm going to be summoning. I want to use this guy with G4 and 4Q. I think the buffs going all the way around on every single unit on that team could be so brazy. It's insane. I want to really use this team. There's no ultras yet, and I'm really certain the next Legend Limited that's going to drop is most likely going to be a powerful opponent, so a Mega Sharon, Super Baby 2, Super 17, something like that from GT, right? Which is not going to pique my interest. Even though the unit could be good, I like GT because of the Saiyans. We have to be real. The Super Saiyan 4 is crazy, but Goku's a Goku, and I have to summon. I also do want to showcase this unit in general. I don't showcase every unit. I do skip a lot of units. For example, a lot of guys know that I skipped 17 at the start of the year. So having him at the end of the year is not really the best thing, because they could have had him all year if I really wanted to. But I just summoned based on my interest, you know. So for me, this Goku is looking good. His arts card is good. His kit isn't the best, but for GT, he shows some potential. So I'm going to be summoning on him because I want to use him on GT, but I can't speak for every other team that is represented, such as Son Family and Saiyans. That's going to be the end of the video, man. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video, man. I tried my best to give you the insight on what it's going to be looking like for this unit. Of course, a lot of people could be wrong. I could be wrong. This unit could be absolute dog, even on GT, but this unit could also be something solid that people don't see because of some equipment or something niche that drops out later, like the next Legend Limited. But hey, press the subscribe button, man. We're on this grind to 100,000 subscribers. We're very close to 80,000, so if you're new here, you know what to do here. I appreciate you guys for watching the video, man. My name's Akashi, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one, man.